Alright, welcome back guys to another amazing video. Today we will be creating my homepage. This is how far I've gotten. This is not a HTML video, this is more of a CSS and design video. So we probably won't do all of this today, but we'll just see where we get. So the design behind this is kind of going towards this design. This is a page branching off, or branching. Birds, be quiet. But anyways, this is a page branching off of my normal website, and this is the theme that I want to use. So I want to have, the same banner up here, and this is the banner. We're gonna have this stuff here. We're gonna have an aside element, and then we're gonna have some of this stuff. It's just gonna be different information, basically. So yeah, sounds exciting, right? So anyways, this is again what I have so far. This is all of our information, and if just in case you're wondering, this is what I currently have. This is what's up on the server, but that won't be for long. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So, like I said, I have the banner, so it's in a file called img, and here it is. It is 1,000 pixels wide, or at least it should be. I really hope it is. So we will first off account for that. So I have the image, and it's the only image that's going to be really on the page, so it's okay if we use the image tag. So we will go, well, first we need to clear the elements, so we will padding 0 pixels. Oops, what am I doing there? 0. Yeah, there we go. And then margin, we'll go 0 pixels as well. But then after that, we can also set the body width, because we definitely want the body to be 1,000 pixels, because that's the length or the width of our image. And then we just want the background color to be white, so we won't really have to mess with that. Oh, but we do want to margin auto. That way it is kind of in the middle, and that way we don't have to really worry about it being on one side of the page. Alright, and now we can mess around with our image. So it's just gonna kind of be placed there. So yeah, there's not really much that we have to do, but one thing that we should do is width is 100%, and that means different things in different browsers. So let's go ahead and save this like I just did, and let's see what it now looks like. Alright, so we can now see that the picture is huge. So, oops, I just opened up a new document. But anyways, let's see what happens if we get rid of this tag. Alright, so it's still like this. So, I wonder why it's not catching the image. Our image tag is /image. So, what we probably have to do is we probably have to capture this. So, from back here. So if you're running this on a local server, you may have to do it like this. So we can go ahead and do that, and then we can put this in right here. /homepage /image/banner.jpg. And now let's go ahead and save this, and we will see what happens. There we go. So now we can see that the picture is the same width as the website is, and everything's moved over and is centered. So yeah. So now we should work on our nav bar, because it's not looking so good. So let's go ahead and change that. So it doesn't look like we're going to need this tag, so now we can go to the nav tag, because that is what I used. If we look, we can see it is a nav. So that's what we'll use. So the first thing we can do is we can float them left, and let's just see what that does. One thing you have to understand about CSS is everything is, it's not a, this person knows how to do that, so therefore this person just tells you what to do. Like, you know, me saying let's try this, this is a let's try this kind of thing. So it's very trial and error. So as you can see, that didn't work, obviously. So what we're going to have to do, and really fast, I'll just show you what I mean. To get it like this, I have it over here. This is the page. This page, this is the code behind it. So let's just go down to here. So first off, we have li ID of left on all of them except for the last one, which is spec. So let's start off by doing that. So for the home page, we'll go ID equals left, and then we can just go ahead and copy this, and then we can go ahead and paste it in every single one except for the last one. And then the last one has an ID of spec, and that stands for special. And now let's look at the CSS in this to see what exactly I did. So let's come up here. So first off, the nav, we just have some basic stuff, but if we go up and we find where we have our areas, or our things. So first off, here's spec. So we should probably just copy this in and paste it. So basically, we just have the margin set, and the text decoration is set to none, and the list style is none. So there's no floating it left. So if we simply put this in and see what happens, you'll notice that not much happens to the main of the text and stuff. So we refresh. So nothing really happened except this one now looks better. It doesn't have a black dot or anything. So we can go ahead and we can grab the rest of it. So if we continue, let's just look for a second. We're looking for hashtag left, by the way. Sorry, I'm just not finding it here. Oh, here it is. Alright. So we can go ahead and copy this real fast, and then I'll explain it. So first off, we have display block, which is really important. Basically, when you display block, it means that you don't just click on the link, you can click anywhere there. We have the float left, which will mean that this one is floated left, I guess is what you'd say, so it appears in a line. And then we just have a margin. So now let's go ahead and paste this in, and you'll notice the changes. Oops, I should probably save this. And you would go ahead and refresh this, and now as you can see, they are like this. So now we can work off of that. So the first thing is we want them to be a different color. So for right now, we'll just use red. So yes, let's go ahead and do that. So you can go to the nav and we can try this. Sometimes it doesn't work inside of the nav, but again, trial and error. And it's all based on the website. So, wrong page to refresh. So as you can see, it didn't work this time, so we won't be able to do it from the nav. We will have to create just an anchor tag, and we can do color is red. Now this is going to affect every link on the page, but that's okay. So as you can see, it still didn't update, and I think I didn't save the page, so we can just try that again. And there we go. So now they're red, and on this page, when we hover over them, it turns orange. So, just in case you're wondering, the code for this, let's find out. I may or may not have found or forgotten. So it's a hover, and then we want the color. So this works for lots of different things too. We're just using the anchor tag, and that's of course a very commonly used tag for links and stuff. Pretty much the only one there is. But let's go ahead and paste this. Oops, sorry. So let's go a hover, and then we'll just make the color. We'll just kind of use the same color palette. So once we save this and we can refresh the page, they now turn orange, which is nice. So yeah. So now that we have our navigation thing, let's make this title right here look better. So let's go with this color right here, this off-white color. So that off-white color has a very strange ID code. So we should go find what we named it. So it says posts right here, and we named it ID title main. So go up here, and we can go hashtag title dash main, and then we can do background dash color, and then the color for that off-white is hashtag F0F0F0, and we can go ahead and save that and see if it works. So it's not looking like it worked. Let me just check one more. Oops, we have an S there. That could or could not have been the problem. There, it was the problem. So here we go, but now we can see it's kind of cramped here. It's right up against that. We want it to look more like this, so it flows more. So we will add some space in between the links and it. So we'll just go here, and we will go margin top, and we will try maybe 5 pixels. We may need to add more. Alright, so I would say that's probably good. So now one more thing I forgot is that we probably want the home page, since it's selected, to be blue, kind of like over here, to implement that it's selected. And we don't want it to hover, really. So what we can do is we can go over here, we can find it, here it is, home, and inside of the A element, we can add a class. We'll just name it active. Now we can basically add this to any page now, and up here at the top we can do .active, and basically we will just say the color is now, blue. So when we refresh the page, it is now blue. So it still lights up, to be honest with you. I really don't know how I got it not to light up over here. Like, so, you know, it's almost like you can't select it. But it's not that big of a deal, really. Alright, so now below the posts, we will have story 1, story 2. We will not be filling out this information, though. Really fast, I'm just going to check this. You know, it's really bad once you finish the video and you've already done all the work and found out it wasn't recording, but it looks like it is. Anyway, sorry about that. So we're not going to fill in this content today. We're just going to build it. So we're basically going to use this again. So we'll have the content inside of the gray box. Get away. Sorry about that. Anyways, we will have it up here, the title of it, and then the content on the inside. And then we will add a way for the content management system that I have built. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. It's like my last video. But we will have a way for that to access this in the future. But for right now, we're just going to build a basic thing. So we will go ahead and do that. So we find out these are the articles. So yeah. So the first thing we need to know is that we have an ID of 4 posts for all of the articles together. And then underneath that, the ID is article. And we're really actually not going to use that. But we do need the out and in. That's really all we're going to use here. So we're going to go hashtag out. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that the color for this example, I'm not going to be changing the colors. I may in the future. We're going to change the color. And then we're going to add a padding of, we might need to change this, of about 5 pixels. And then we're going to add the in tag. And we're going to go color, and we're going to use that same off-white color. So hashtag FOFO. Actually, it's F0. Sorry about that. Alright, and now let's see what that looks like. Alright, so now we can see that's, it kind of looks like that. So that's, what I just realized? So don't use color. You may want to use background color. Sorry about that, guys. So yes, sorry, by setting just color and not background color, it changed the color of the text and not the background color. That's why it looked so horrible. So sorry about that. So now we can refresh this, and now we'll see it's like this, which is how we want it. But we want to add a little bit of margin so it doesn't all look like it's just one jumbled thing. So we can go to the out, or actually we can go to the article, which I said we weren't using. I was lying. But we can just go margin dash top, and we will try 10 pixels. So we'll just see what that looks like. We may again have to change this. Alright, so that looks good. Yep. So that's pretty good, and of course this will look more like this once we add content into it. And on this page, you can actually submit an idea, in which case it would have the title underneath it of who it's by, but we don't need that for this page because it's going to be more of a blog. So this right here is basically the end. So now down here, these are our different pages, and we are not going to use this same style. We're basically just going to have a little background color and possibly a border. So let's go ahead and do that. So really fast, where am I? Alright, sorry. So let's go down and let's find where it is. So right here. So it's the Christian posts and stuff. So each one of these has an ID of page. So you can go to hashtag page, and we can just say, first off, we can go margin dash top. We'll use the same thing as last time, 10 pixels. And then on, on the same thing, we will go background color. We'll use that same off-white color. And now let's go ahead and see what this looks like. We'll just manually save this for once. Alright, so now it might be hard to see in a video, but it now has nice background color to it. So that'll probably do for it, except we want to add a little bit of padding so that the words don't come right up to the edge. So we can go ahead and go padding. And we'll just try 5 pixels. That's always nice place to start, is around 5 pixels. So yeah, that looks much better there. And then, yeah. So this right here, what's all things Jacob 4, is the last thing in the main section. And then the rest is aside elements. So we can go ahead and do that. So yeah, that's good. Let's get doing that. So let's find out what it is first, like what the ID is. So here it is, web-description. So we can go up to the top here and we can do hashtag, hashtag web-desk or description. And now we will start off with background dash color. And we'll go, we should try just staying white actually. So we won't change that, but we will add a border. So we'll go border 1 pixel solid, we'll just go black. And we'll see what that looks like. We might want to make this a gray. Oops, got the footer in there. But I think that probably will look good after we add some margins and stuff. So we can add a margin to the top for 10 pixels. And then after we do that, we're going to want to come down. And I think I messed one thing up. So here's that. Web description. And then I close it down here, which we don't want. So yeah, this is a simple HTML mistake. So yeah. And now if we reload the page, you'll see that the footer's not in there. And then I actually lied to you one more time. The footer is the last thing here. So for that we can do so it's just a footer, so we will put footer, and then we're going to do the color, which means the color of the text, and we're going to put white, and then we're going to go with the background color, we're going to put black, and then the margin at the top will be 10 pixels. And then one more thing that we also might want to add up to here is a little bit of padding. I just remembered. Alright, so now let's save this again. And we can go back here. And now we can see it's like that. And again, you might want to add a lot of padding on this one. So we can go down here and we can say padding. And then we will go 10 pixels because we want this to be quite big since this is our footer section. Yeah, that looks good. So now these two things are a side elements. So what we need to do is we need to go to right over here. And I have a div that goes through everything that's going to be on the left hand side. So everything basically except for the aside elements. And it says ID of main. So we will just use that. So hashtag main. And we're going to float this, of course, left. And then the other things are just aside. So it's just one aside. And we're going to float that right. And now let's see what happens with that. So as you can see, it now floats right. So this is very small. So we definitely don't want it like that. So let me see how I did it over here. So let's go to where the main is. So it just says float left. And let's go over to the aside. Let's look for it real fast. Sorry, it's a very jumbly mess. Here it is. So it's float right, background color. So we have padding and margin top. So it doesn't exactly look, because this is how it's supposed to be, and this is how it is. So what we might have to do is set the width of this to 70% and this to 30. So let's go ahead and try that. So let's go aside, width 30%, and then the main width we will go 70%, and if this works, then we will of course have to change that a little bit so that there's a margin. Alright, so that works, but that's a little too close. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this from 70 to 68, and from 30 to 28. Basically just taking 2 off of both sides. And as you can see, we now have a little bit more, 4% of the page. in between. So I'd say that that looks pretty decent. So now we can just go ahead and change this. So one more thing that I forgot to think of, but the footer should not be included in the main, which it isn't. Alright, sorry about that. I'm still a beginner at coding, you know, so just forgot about that. Anyways, so now that we've done that, we need to just work on the side elements. So we're going to do the background color. Unlike the other one, the background color is going to be black. And then, of course, the color of the text has to be white, therefore. So let's just see if that looks too dark, and if it does, we can always change it to gray. But here I like it like that, so we'll just leave it like that, and we will just add a little bit of padding. So we'll add 15 pixels. See if that looks nice. Yep, I'd say that looks pretty nice. So we just designed a web page in what? 30 minutes? Not bad. I mean, yeah, I did the HTML coding, but that took me maybe 30 minutes. So this whole web page was designed in probably about an hour. So once you learn how to really code, it's pretty easy to design this pretty basic website. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I will see you guys next time.